Alright, hey guys, how's it going? It's me, TMB Rises, and today we're going to be comparing Halo 5 and Black Ops 3 and deciding which one is better and which one is worth your money first. When I say first, I mean probably, if you're watching this video, both of these are worth your money, but what should you prioritize first? And first of all, I'm just going to compare the two together. Both have awesome campaigns. Both multiplayers are really fun. I'll get more on the Black Ops 3 side later in a second, but the third game mode, which Warzone can't technically be qualified as a third game mode because it's in the second game mode, or Zombies, they're both good. Not a super big fan of Warzone or Zombies, but we'll get to that later. And just overall, which is a better game, and which is worth your money more. Alright, first let's get into this Black Ops 3 campaign. It's really good, from what I played. Obviously I haven't finished it yet. I prioritize more with the multiplayer than the campaign. I've got 2 or 3 missions in right now, and it's pretty freaking good. It seems pretty long though, so I don't know when I'll get around to finishing it. Black Ops 3 multiplayer is fun, so fun when it works. It works 25% of the time, 75% of the time it lags out, kicks you out, the game crashes. Which some people are saying the beta isn't over yet, which is kind of depressing. Zombies is really cool, really detailed, it's really good. I haven't messed around with it too much, but I can tell it's really good for, better than what we've seen in Zombies for a while. So that looks entertaining when I can get around to it. The thing about these two games is there's so much content, so like when you get bored of something, you'll have something to go over to in both of them. They all have different game modes. With Forge coming out in Halo 5, I probably shouldn't be talking about that right now and talk about that later when I get to the Halo 5 section. But overall, I'd give Black Ops 3 like a 7, 8 out of 10. It's one of the best, it's the best Call of Duty we've had since, I would say, Black Ops 1. Most people would say Black Ops 2, but I love Black Ops 2, but compared to Black Ops 1, I didn't like Black Ops 2 as much as Black Ops 1. So yeah, Black Ops 3 gets an 8 out of 10. It's the biggest skill gap we've had in Call of Duty in maybe forever. It's a bigger skill gap. It's not a huge one, but it's bigger for Call of Duty, and I like that. Alright, to Halo 5, I am halfway through the campaign, and it's so good. People are complaining about it, which I can see, but I've been endlessly entertained by the campaign and the story, and it's epic. But I can understand where people are coming from with the disappointing and mismarketing campaign. Which, yeah, if you put it into context with the campaign of advertisement and you say, hey, that was really disappointing, but if you separate the two, it's still an entertaining story. Holy crap, this multiplayer is so good. It works flawlessly. The connection, it works so well. It has dedicated servers, and the hit detection is really good. The skill gap is huge. You gotta learn all the different guns. You gotta learn the new movement system, which is not spammy and actually takes skill to use. You gotta learn the new movement system. You gotta learn where the power weapons spawn. You gotta learn how to use the power weapons. They each have their personality. You have to learn how to use the requisition system, which is kind of complicated and kind of cool if you're into the Warzone game mode. You gotta learn the Warzone game mode, which is basically reskin Battlefield. It has its own community. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I can respect it. But here's the thing, it doesn't have that third game mode yet, technically. Not until December is when they're gonna fix it and add the update, so we'll have to see until then. But the game works so well. It's ridiculous how well it works for a launch game, because recently we've had a pattern where games do not work on launch. Fallout 4 has a bunch of glitches, and Black Ops 3 has a ton of glitches. Nobody's talking about Halo 5. It's weird. It's kind of like an alternate universe that we've gotten into, because Halo 5 is the underdog in this situation, which Halo hasn't been an underdog in forever, which is disappointing because it's getting overshadowed by all these bigger games that don't work at launch, and Halo 5 works perfectly at launch. It's so good, and people are just like, no, you're a fanboy. Forgive me for liking games that work. Sorry about that. I dislike games that work. I don't know about you, but if I pay $60, I don't want to wait 2 months till I can actually play it. So 343 has gotten way ahead of their game since Master Chief Collection, which was awful at launch. It wasn't playable till like the next 5 months after launch. But Halo 5 works flawlessly. I've heard comparisons to Advanced Warfare. You know who you are if you're watching this. I still love you, but still, you know who you are. I've heard comparisons to Advanced Warfare, and let me just get into that in a second. I'm gonna give Halo 5 a score right now. I'd say 9 out of 10. It's not the best Halo game, but it's up there, and probably the top 3 with the multiplayer. Alright, since this game works flawlessly, and the campaign is good if you don't take into account the mismarketing, I'll give Halo 5 a 9 out of 10. Onto the Halo 5 is Advanced Warfare. Let me just break that down real quick. Advanced Warfare did not have dedicated servers. The movement system, while I liked it, was spammy. Didn't take that much skill. Weapon variants were overpowered and can be used in the competitive game mode. The supply drop system was flawed. I got cool stuff out of the regular ones, but it benefited players who bought it. Now on to Halo 5. Halo 5 does have dedicated servers. The movement system does take skill and is not a heavy part in the actual gameplay. The weapon variants can only be used in Warzone, and then even then they're more cosmetic than others. The supply drops, which are requisition packs, work so well, and if you don't like it, you can just sell the stuff you get for points towards requisitions. It doesn't really encourage you to buy them with actual money. The option is still there, which I kind of hate, but it doesn't give you the option to buy it. And while I'm here talking about supply drops and stuff, I might as well talk about the awesome Black Ops 3 supply drop system. I prefer the Halo 5 supply drop system, but the Black Ops 3 one is there, and there is no option to buy it, which I have to commend them for not going straight into microtransactions that fast. I do like that. So which game is worth your money right now? So, like, both of them, if you're watching this video, both of them are probably worth your money in the long run. But let's say you get paid like every 2 weeks and you only have time for one game per week. That's how much you get paid. For the younger audience, allowance and stuff. Since my job is only a seasonal job, I'm working solely on allowance right now, which kind of sucks, and I have to differentiate between both games. So I'm gonna go with Halo 5 first, and then in the next 2 weeks or so, get Black Ops 3, and that way it has time to patch. They are working on the patches extremely fast, which I can commend them for. But go with Halo 5 first. So yeah, overall, Halo 5 is a better game right now. Black Ops 3 is amazing when it works, but it hardly ever works. So yeah, go with Halo 5.